Hey, so this is SuperZombGBBQ, and we are talking about Road to Glory! Yes, Road to Glory is live, and I didn't cover it because I have actually been away for a couple of days. The reason you've not had anything that's really up to date as such. But we have had the enormous support from you from the first Myths episode, and also we've had the 2 Throwback episodes. I appreciate the one yesterday was really long-winded. I mean, it was like 20 minutes long or something crazy like that. So thank you for watching if you did. And please do check it out. It's an awesome way of looking back at Season 1, as well as the Survivor WrestleMania cards that you guys are probably going to get in the next couple of weeks, months, especially if fusions are coming out. And that's actually one of the topics of this conversation. I've barely gone anywhere in this Road to Glory, and I'm actually going to play a couple of games of Road to Glory whilst my King of the Ring match is going on. I'm just going to check it's energized and whatnot, but I believe I'm in a really, really good position to hopefully go to the final. I've actually put on a couple of enhancements on here as well. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play some RTG. I've got a specialized deck for this. Before I go into RTG and actually start talking about it, though, I did want to just talk about this card here. Yeah. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. If you don't, then basically you wouldn't have known I did this, but my last King of the Ring award was a Roman Reigns. As a result of getting a Roman Reigns, I managed to mispro this Roman Reigns card. And I decided to do it because, honestly, I don't need it. I've got 2 of the cards already. And, yeah, I didn't need the card and decided to give it a little bit of a silver star treatment. Sorry, guys. But I wish if I could have traded it across, I would have. If I could have sold it to you guys like I do in my NBA, that would as well. But I don't think that kind of feature is coming to WWE SuperCard at any point in the future. Mainly because in those games, you've got like hundreds of cards to be able to trade over. It's a lot bit different to pro cards. It's a little bit harder. Cards are a bit more worthwhile, and the game's just built differently. So honestly, I don't think that we're going to have any kind of trading system soon. If we did, seriously, these cards would be yours. I wouldn't silver star cards. I'd transfer them over to you. So yeah, thank you for the last couple of days, guys, and I really appreciate the support you've been giving me. And of course, I apologise if I offend anyone over Roman Reigns, because he does have the wettest hair, the biggest pecs, and he does have the most amount of... What we're going to do is play some games. I'm going to talk about a couple of bits and pieces that you guys might be interested in. First of all, we have the stream coming tomorrow. I'm going to be grinding my way through RTG this evening. I've been busy out away on business for the last couple of days, so I've been really unable to do anything to do with this. I've just realised I'm playing cards I've got enhancements on, so I'll change those in a second. But yes, the Myths is going to be a weekly thing, by the way, the Myths videos. I'm going to be uploading those on a Monday every single week. And I'm also going to be doing a thing where we do throwback videos. Now, throwback videos are literally going to be every single Thursday. I'm going to actually promote a video that I've done in the past, because we are coming up to 1 year on YouTube, which obviously is awesome. Plus, this Sunday, we have got the first ever Zub Day. I've basically had to organise myself a hell of a lot better recently, which obviously is going to benefit you guys, because you're going to get better content from me as a result. You guys may have noticed when we got to our last Ring Domination episode, which I'm going to pop up in the right-hand side now, we did find out that Kalisto's proc doesn't exist. Now, because it doesn't exist, they have said that in the next update, hint, I will come on to that in a second, that there is going to be an update which will include his proc, and there was a Twitter image, which I'll link in the comment section below for you guys, which shows the proc in action. They've not actually finalised it yet. Apparently it is in beta, but I believe that's a way of throwing us off from what I believe is going to be the next update, which I think, I'm just saying I think, is going to come this week. Now, they've also said that the next update will bring back Teams PCC. I know a lot of you aren't going to be too happy, but apparently they've made some changes which they are really excited to bring to us. We're going to have Team RTG at the beginning of next week. We'll then have Teams PCC the week afterwards. And the way things are going, honestly, I would be very surprised if there weren't fusion cards coming in the next week. And the reason why I say I'd be very surprised is because if you actually look back on Twitter, just type in WWE SuperCard and then Fusions, or just go onto the old WWE SuperCard website or go onto the forums. You will notice that it is literally a year in a week's time that the Fusions were released and announced at the same time. They were announced on like the 11th and they were released on the 12th. Honestly, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be Fusions, but I think we'll also talk about in this video is what I believe is going to be the case when it comes to the Fusions, if they do big fruition. I would expect that they'll be announced on Monday or Tuesday, maybe just after RTG's finished. They'll announce them, or they'll announce them literally just before our Team RTG. Or they might even just stop at Team RTG for this week and say, no, we're not doing Teams RTG this week. I think one of the three will happen. So, three will happen. I believe that there is going to be an update that's coming this week, which will bring back Teams PCC with a couple of changes on it. Now, if we're talking about Teams PCC, let's talk about a few things that they need to change in WWE SuperCard. So, there's an update coming out next week. Let's just go all out and let's just talk about the things that they need to change in this game to make it more fun. Because I have noticed recently a lot of people are getting a little bit tired of the current concept, and they would have already made the changes, guys. So, technically, there's no point in us going through this, but I'm going to just run through what I believe they should improve on. And that is that they should add, if there are fusions coming in on board, or these new cards that are obviously going to be ridiculously overpowered, they should only allow one of them in Teams PCC. They should allow a more varied selection on the cards, and I think they should only allow one event card in, which means you have to have a normal Survivor card in. Now, I'm not doing that as a way of disadvantaging other players, because personally I think the difficulty was all over the place in the last Teams PCC. But for me, with Teams PCC, what they kind of forgot, and I think this is I don't think many people will disagree with me here, is that the idea of Teams PCC is a way of allowing you to progress, just like PCC. PCC, you can be on any deck level and just progress. It's not like Road to Glory, where you got to spend loads of money getting up to the end of the card, or ring domination where you're kind of blocked. The whole idea of Teams PCC, correct me if I'm wrong, is the same as PCC. It's a way of allowing people to increase their deck levels. And let's be honest, every Teams PCC, I've only seen one or two legendary decks in there. I mean, come on, Cat Daddy, that's ridiculous. You should be allowing people who do want to, put money on titles, you do want their team to go a little bit harder, to actually be able to do it. And I can understand why lower down players, people who are in epic tier, legendary tier, ones who can't afford to spend money on packs, or the ones who are actually genuinely building their way up, I can understand why they're a little bit annoyed that they're, having to go up against Team UK or AHTF or God every single time that they actually play a game. I would be pissed off. So for me, I think they need to have the difficulty needs to be completely changed. It needs to be the same difficulty roughly across the board. But hey, they may disagree with me and may go for something completely different. I don't know. And they also need to limit the types of cards you can have in play. All I know is that Teams RTG is a hell of a lot easier than Teams PCC. And it needs to kind of balance the two, because at the moment, it's just not fair on the lower down players to play Teams PCC as it is. So we're just going to get the rest of the picks on the board. We've got a title match, which is awesome. I see a lot of people putting title matches. If you're putting title matches, or you've got any of your own opinions about Teams PCC, please put them in the comment section below. That'd be awesome to hear what your thoughts are. Me personally, I am all for lowering the difficulty down for the lower players, because at the end of the day, it's your game, guys, to actually raise up and to take the rewards away from the guys in the higher tiers. We technically should have a harder time, because that's how these games kind of work. But yeah, talking about fusions, let's go back again. I'm just going to have a look at my King of the Ring. 4-1, that's good. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to re-energize my cards, which is obviously you need to get done. I had 10 literally dead on, which is great. Although that guy's not going to be impressed when he sees my video that I was using enhancements. Sorry. So let's talk about the Fusion Chamber. Now, what I expect to happen in the next update is if they do add fusions into the game, I would expect that the Fusion Chamber Loyalty would just be called Fusion Chamber, and then this next screen would split off into two, Fusion Chamber Loyalty, and then Fusion Chamber Season 2, or just Fusion Chamber in general. And what a lot of people seem to think is that it's going to be exactly the same as it was last time, which if you go into Season 1, you have to get a certain amount of recipe. This actually will explain how the fusion chamber works, but I'm not going to run into this too much because, again, I've got my own thoughts on what they're going to do and what they should do if they add fusions to the game. But the fact they added fusions from the get-go should have been a warning from the start that the fusion chamber was going to be part of Season 2. I'm sorry, it was going to happen. But literally, the idea is you build up these fusion cards and you start from common, go to uncommon, go to rares, super rare, ultra rare, epic, legendary, and then survivor, and then you go up to WrestleMania. Now, with the normal fusions from Season 1, the way they worked were that you put your cards in, your corresponding cards in. You can use the WrestleMania card here, for example, with John Cena. Obviously, I'm not going to use that John Cena card, but you put your cards in like that, and I'm going to remove that now just in case I do something. Basically, you use those cards to create a much more improved card at the end, and if it was a pro, the stats would be better than that John Cena card, which you can see right here. It'd be way far more overpowered than the other cards. But if we go back and go to Fusion Chamber Loyalty, they've based it on a point system. Now I can see them doing this with these fusions, because if you look here, if I go to this WrestleMania card, it's 5,000 points. If I put that on there, I don't actually need to use that fusion chamber because it's an ultra rare enhancement. Duh, I'm not going to do that. But the way that I think it will work is, for example, you will put in survivor cards, legendary cards to put in to get a certain amount of points. Now you can choose, just like they've said in the beginning, it's your choice what you do with these cards. And I think that's going to continue with the fusion chamber, where you could basically use a legendary if you wanted for a common. But obviously you're not going to. But it'll be something similar where you can use those types of cards, and that would give you the recipe you needed to create a fusion card. But honestly, I think what you're going to be able to do is when you get up to like the survivor level, or let's say WrestleMania level or legendary level, you'll be able to use your pros to increase the points you've got, so you don't have to use, let's go to the ultra enhancement again, all of these panels to get that fusion card. You don't need to use one as per this. But I don't think you're going to be able to use enhancements, and that's a question I've been given a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think you're going to be able to use enhancements. You can see the event cards being worth the most, and then as you go down. So this actually might be a point where a lot of people start to get rid of their legendary event cards, or start to bring down their catalogs. Because if I show you my catalog, let's go to the catalog now. I have, let's just lock that Cena back in because I don't want to get rid of him. I currently have 61 survivor cards. Now obviously I'm going to drop that down. I'm just leaving the cards unproed until what I believe is going to come out this week. 29 legendary, 7 epics, and 6 ultra rares. You know, I've got a lot there, and I've got loads of supports as well. So these all together are a lot of cards, and I think people will start to use their pros. Obviously, we'll find out what happens next week. A lot of this is just speculation. Let me know where you are going to end up in RTG, what you're going for. Is Neville a pro? Is Stardust a pro? Even though you probably just got one from the last login rewards, which obviously those have changed. It's now Triple H who's a legendary card. I'm actually surprised that the Survivor card isn't there, which obviously does kind of prove against the fact there's going to be fusions, but I still got my own opinion on that one. Are you going for Kalisto? Is Kalisto going to make a pro for you? Was you able to get him from Ring Domination? Again, leave those comments, and also, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding a fusion chamber or a different type of card set coming out, and let us know what you think. Before you turn off and either go to your next video, do watch this video, which I'm going to pop up on the top right hand side. Me, Luigi, Edge Punk Dude, Bad Lad Dad, Edward, Kill Moose Kill, Yellow didn't get involved, Ms. Michelle, all got involved in a global chat spam raid. So basically we went in, we started talking to people, and people went absolutely mental because all of us were just in the one place at the same time. Ed was just on form, Luge was doing awesome, and she was on form as well. She was hyping everyone up. As well as that, we also had Miss Michelle getting whispered like crazy, Bad Lad Dad. Jimbo doesn't really go in there very much, so that's crazy. And later on, Biggie Dude, I'm not sure if he's going to upload this, but me and Biggie Dude went in there together as well. Afterwards, he was busy preparing for his stream, and I'm not sure if he's going to upload that or not, but either way, it was amazing to go in there and get the reaction that we were not expecting, to be honest with you. and I think we actually crashed a lot of people's WWE SuperCards. But Edge Punk Dude actually recorded some of it, and some of it is freaking awesome. Get yourself in there, get yourself looking at it, and whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe and show some love to Edge Punk Dude, because he is an awesome SuperCarder. But that's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck in Road to Glory. I'll be live streaming tomorrow morning on Twitch. Details which will show up in the description below. And if you do want to watch it, we'll have the Road to Glory finale then. And of course, most importantly guys, so leave!